Welcome, my amazing friends. Today, I invite you into a world very few people truly understand. A world where power is not just about money or fame. It's about influence, manipulation, and control. This is the story of power in the United States. Not the kind you see in Hollywood movies. Not just in politics or billion-dollar boardrooms. But the real power. The invisible kind. The psychological kind. By the end of this story, you won't just learn English. You'll begin to see the world differently. The United States is one of the most powerful countries in the world. But have you ever asked, why? How did this country rise so fast, so strong, and stay that way for centuries? What is the secret to its influence over the minds of millions, not just within its borders, but around the entire globe? To understand this, we must go beyond weapons, beyond presidents, beyond dollars. We must go inside the mind. It began long ago, with an idea, not a government, not an army, but a single dangerous idea, that anyone could become powerful if they believed in themselves enough. This idea became the American dream, and this dream was powerful because it spoke directly to human psychology. People didn't need to be born rich. They didn't need to be royalty. All they needed was the belief that they could rise. For the first time in history, people believed power was something they could earn, not something they had to be born into. That belief changed everything. In psychology, belief is one of the strongest forces. If someone believes they can succeed, they are more likely to take action. If they take action, they are more likely to win. The American system didn't just offer people opportunities. It trained their minds to believe they were deserving of opportunity. Belief became a weapon. Belief became a drug. Belief became the foundation of American power. But belief alone is not enough, because the masses also need to be guided. So the US developed another tool, one just as powerful as belief, perhaps even more. Narrative, stories. From childhood, Americans are raised on them. The self-made hero, the underdog who rises, the rebel who changes the system. These stories aren't just entertainment. They are mental programming. They teach children what power looks like. They teach adults what to aspire to. They teach the world what America stands for. But beneath those stories lies another one. A story not told in books, but in silence, in symbols, in structure. Have you ever noticed how American leaders speak? Strong, confident, simple words, but filled with power. That's not an accident. It's psychological strategy. In 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt gave a speech that shook the nation. He didn't just list facts, he spoke with emotion. He used rhythm. He paused at just the right moments. Why? Because the human brain doesn't remember facts. It remembers feelings. And Roosevelt made the people feel safe, feel proud, feel united. That's real power, not in the message, but in how it's delivered. In modern America, this strategy continues. Leaders are trained to control the narrative. The media repeats certain words, certain phrases, not once, not twice, but again and again and again, until you believe them. You don't even know when it started. You don't even realize it's happening. It feels natural, but it's not. It's planned, it's engineered, and those who control the narrative control how people think. Now let's talk about money. Not how much you have, but how it makes you feel. In the US, money is not just currency. It is identity, status, freedom, security. It's taught from childhood. The more you have, the more you are. But here's the twist. That belief is not universal. In many cultures, wisdom, age, or family are more important. So why is money so powerful in the US? Because it represents choice. And choice is a powerful drug. When people feel they can choose, their brain releases dopamine. They feel good. They feel alive. They feel in control, even when they are not, even when choices are limited. If people believe they are free, they stop questioning the system. They stop asking who created the choices. They stop wondering what they're missing. And that is power, not in giving people freedom, but in making them believe they have it. The illusion of choice is one of the most brilliant psychological strategies ever created. And America mastered it. But there's something even stronger than choice, even stronger than belief. Fear. Fear is the fastest way to control people. Fear makes people obey. Fear makes people forget their values. Fear makes people give up freedom for safety. After September 11th, the US introduced new laws, more surveillance, more control, more limits, and the people accepted it. Not because they liked it, but because they were afraid. Fear is powerful, not just in war, but in everyday life. You see it in the news, headlines that scream, danger, crisis, emergency. Your heart beats faster. Your mind stops thinking. You just react. That's what fear does. It makes you vulnerable. It makes you dependent. And those who create fear can sell you the solution. They become your protectors, even if they created the fear in the first place. And when people are afraid, they look for someone to follow, someone strong, someone certain, someone who looks like they have all the answers. This is where charisma becomes power. In the US, charisma is often valued more than intelligence, more than honesty, because charisma speaks to the heart. A charismatic leader can say the same words as another, but people believe them more because they feel it. Power in America often looks like a smile, a handshake, a confident voice. But beneath that smile is calculation. Beneath that voice is strategy. Beneath that confidence is manipulation. People follow charisma not because they trust it, but because they need it. They need something to believe in, something to hold on to, something that feels stronger than their fear. And here, my friend, is the darkest part, the final piece of the puzzle, the thing that makes all other strategies permanent: normalization. When something shocking happens, people react, they get angry, they speak out. But if it happens again, and again, and again, it becomes normal. This is called desensitization. In America, violence on the news is normal. Corruption in politics is normal. Lies in advertising are normal. Not because people don't care, but because they are tired, mentally exhausted, spiritually drained. So they accept it. And when people accept what they once rejected, power wins, not because it forced them, but because it trained them, slowly, quietly, day by day. That's the final and most dangerous kind of power, the kind you don't even see, the kind you stop questioning, the kind you learn to live with. So, what have we learned, my friend? The US is not powerful just because of money or weapons. Its true power lies in the mind, in belief, in stories, in the illusion of freedom, in fear, in emotion, in normalization. Each of these invisible to the eye, but deeply felt in the brain. This is not just a story about America. This is a story about human nature, because these tools of power, they can be used anywhere, by anyone, on you. But now that you see them, you have a choice. not just to learn English, but to learn how to think, to question, to reflect, to resist. Because the greatest power is not in the White House, not in Wall Street, not even in the military. The greatest power is in the mind. And the most dangerous weapon is the one that controls it. Thank you, my friend, for listening all the way through. You didn't just hear a story. You experienced a deep truth. You learned new words, new emotions, and maybe a new way of seeing the world. Until next time, stay awake, stay curious, and always stay free.